Carter Chase here, pronouns he, him. Starting this channel with a bang. Writer's block. Simple enough topic, but one that affects nearly every writer at some point or another, especially beginners. Anyway, there's 4 types of writer's block that I found. Stress, insecurity, laziness, and mental fatigue. First off, let me say right off, mental fatigue, not much you can do. Take a nap, read a book. You just basically have to take a break. Otherwise, you're just going to feel like garbage until you do so. The other 3, however, there are techniques. The first step, of course, is to figure out which this is. It's pretty simple, actually. Think about why you're blocked. For instance, if your mind goes into a panic every time you try and write because your writing isn't any good, that's insecurity. If you're like, oh, I have to write again, that's laziness. You feel a tight feeling in your chest and you just, my deadline, my deadline, my deadline. That's stress. Or if you, it's pretty easy to identify, huh? And once you identify, there's some simple things I can suggest to help deal with it. First, stress relief techniques. I'll be making a video on this later. But for now, let me give you one. My favorite is to listen to heavy metal for half an hour, get my adrenaline pumping, get all the blood flowing, get all the feelings basically in my ears expressed, and then turn off the music. The stress practically disappears. It's a bit of an unusual method. Usually people suggest listening to calming music. But heavy metal, I find, does the job better as it expresses what you're feeling, what you want to do in the moment, but can't because it would be inappropriate. Half an hour from writing isn't too bad, right? Anyway, once you turn the music off, adrenaline leaves, so does the stress, and you can get back to writing. It might not be half an hour. It might just be 5 minutes for you. Experiment with the time a little. See how it works. The second is insecurity. This is a bit tougher to manage because you have to manage your own thoughts. You have to think, why am I insecure? Can this be fixed? Should I move forward or fix it now? Now, the answer to that, let's give an example. I'm insecure about my dialogue. It can be fixed in edit. I should move on. I have a deadline. That's simple enough, right? Now let's give a more intense example. I'm insecure because of the idea. The idea is difficult to fix. Maybe I should rework the story. That's something that you can't really just move on and keep writing if you are insecure about the idea. You need to rework the story, go do your outline, all that. But for the most part, insecurity you can deal with this 3-step process. Once you know, it gives you a game plan on how to deal with it and what to do. And it just lays it all out there for you. Now, if that doesn't work, you should try to reassure yourself with the 3-step, with another 3 steps. What am I good at? How can this be improved? What am I good at? How can this be improved? What's the best part of my writing? Now, these 3 steps are not really steps, more as things you look at to reassure yourself. What am I good at? say for me, I'm really good at dialogue. So I would read over a few lines of dialogue to reassure myself. How can it be improved? Nothing makes you feel more secure than looking at something that's already good and making it better. It's really fun. And what is the best part of my writing? This part is just a feel-good process. Makes you feel better about your writing and where you're going with it. If this doesn't work, well, I'll make a whole video on this. But this is a fairly simple, fairly straightforward process that, while it's difficult to do, it should handle your insecurities. And the third one is laziness. No, if you're blocked because of laziness, you're not actually blocked. You're just lazy. So if you're blocked by laziness, smack yourself and get back to writing. And I did mention mental fatigue before. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do with that. What you need to do is find a way to get rid of the mental fatigue before you can get back to writing, which takes a while. You might need to take a nap, or just find some way to give your mind a break. But you can't really write when you're mentally fatigued. You can try, but it will just make you feel worse, and it will make it harder to write the next day. So if you are mentally fatigued, I strongly suggest taking a break. And basically the last step after you do all that, besides the laziness, put your fingers to the keyboard and write. You heard me. There's not really much else to it. Basically, if you get your insecurity under control and you aren't so stressed out you're about to have a panic attack, you can pretty much just put your fingers to the keyboard and write. It might not be your best writing, but that's what editing is for. And well, nobody really puts out their best draft in the first draft. Otherwise, why would we edit? So, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Smiley face. Smiley face to you guys. And subscribe. Supposed to say that. You don't have to if you don't wanna. But it would make me happy.